Emotions are contagious. Emotional contagion is a thing. Welcome in, much love, Trav here. We recently talked about it as we're focusing in on emotional intelligence, but this deserves its own video. It could deserve its own series. We could go in any of 3, 4, 5 ways, but I'm trying to share in such a way that is the most helpful. And the one thing we need to know is awareness that emotions are contagious. Emotional contagion is a thing. That if we project an emotion, other people automatically, the default is they feel that emotion and they can project that emotion. So you see these big society can catch an emotion, whether it's outrage or anger, national outrage, national anger, for example, community outrage, community anger, love can sweep the world with love, depending on the era. So what does that mean? Well, for one, we need to be aware of this so we don't just blindly accept the emotion that's projected on us. And by the way, the mechanism for this, mirror neurons, is the empathetic function of the brain where it's for empathy, right? So that if someone feels bad, we feel what they feel, right? If people are afraid of a flood or something, it's good, we should just shortcut run, but it's not always correct. Especially if we want to be alpha, we want to be in control. We'll talk about emotional control in another video. I'm still working on articulating techniques and that makes sense. But the first thing we can do is just be aware. So here's some very basic strategies for how to use this and basic emotional control. Well, the first thing is we want to be careful what emotion we're projecting. When we have our best emotions, it makes sense to project them to as many people as possible. If we are feeling anxiety, for example, then we can infect people around us with anxiety. It doesn't necessarily make sense to trumpet that and broadcast that to everyone, because then everyone feels that. It's just bad for everyone and bad for us. They associate that with us. That isn't to say we should bottle everything in and keep everything down, but when we have certain emotions, we should be very strategic about who we share them with confidants, or have different techniques to resolve them that don't require relying on other people, which we'll go into. But the basic thing is what emotion am I feeling? Does it make sense to share it or not share it with this group of people or these people? And once we're aware, we can avoid making certain mistakes, basically. And the second component of this is understanding that we can be infected, and the easiest way to control it is to control who we're around. We can do things like turn off Twitter and Facebook feeds so we don't catch the emotional contagion that is spreading throughout society. We can also do things like live with emotionally stable people. If you live with someone with bipolar or anger problems and stuff like that, that it can be really stressful because you feel their stress. So in the long term, it's a good call to control who's around us. Surround ourselves with people who don't only feel like positive emotions, but at least are emotionally aware, emotionally intelligent, and in the long term, cut at erratic emotional individuals from our close circle if possible. So those are the main keys. Emotional contagion is a thing. Be very strategic about who you're sharing emotions with, what those emotions are, and be careful about who you surround yourself with. And then we talked about emotional mirroring being optional previously, how you don't have to share feel what other people are feeling, but the default is that we do. So in an upcoming video, let's talk about how to control emotions. We talked about one way to resolve stress is to breathe, meditation, right? But there's lots of other techniques that we'll get into. So hope you found that helpful. Free life movement, free living goals. I hope you're having a beautiful, amazing day wherever you're at. And make sure to follow me on Snapchat, Travis D. Wu. Free life movement, free living goals. I'll look forward to speaking with you in the comments, or if you slide into my DMs. Have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day.